All right, independent client, Hawks Bend Home Pro. This is video 2 of 5. This is the kitchen video. Let's take a look here real quick at the, I'm standing basically the outside of the kitchen where the island section is going to be at. This inside wall right here is 163, just like it is on the other side in the pantry area. Right now, there's only 2 boxes that you can see there. I'm going to go to our drawing here real quick. Those boxes are at 13 and 41 for electrical. Again, 163 is our overall wall. Ceiling height in here is 121. And again, it's just because we don't have a dressed floor. I'm just going to assume 120 would be pretty much the finished measurement, but we'll go to that a little bit later. In this particular drawing, I'm showing 163 at the end of the wall, but then we also have additional cabinets that come off the face of this. I think they were at 15 inches deep. I'll have to go back and double check that. But that is wall 1. The center line of the cooktop on this wall, they don't have any electrical here for it yet. It could change slightly, so I'm not going to mark that on the floor yet. When we come back with some more finalized drawings, I'll mark that center line, and they can pull that piece of wire for that one. Let's talk about wall 2 right here, wall 2 of 3. All right, here's our picture for wall 2 of 3. This is 92.5 inches, accounting for sheetrock on the inside line. This is your double oven cabinet here. We're going to have to double check those specs and apply that to this cabinet to make sure we're going to fit that one. 2 things here. You have a 12 and 41 inch. You have a box on the wall, electrical box at 12 and 41 inches to center line. Here on this one, you have about 58 inches max cabinet box here. So when we start laying this out, after you put in your oven cabinet, once you put in your filler, then we'll have about 58 inches of max cabinet box left. Here on the bottom, 24-inch refrigerator space. I do not see an electrical box here yet for the beverage bar. So I went ahead and put a bar refrigerator number on the floor. I also put you a little spot here on the side, and I twisted a piece of leftovers on the floor around it to get someone's attention. To be able to see that that's where the bar fridge is. They've already pulled the oven wire. All that is perfect. No problem there. Let's go back and take a look at the right hand and left hand return walls now. This return wall is exactly 24 inches deep. Well, that cabinet for the oven is 24. That means the thickness of the oven face is 25.5. The handle's around 26.5. Okay. So all of that would be hanging out past this. Needless to say, we got another thing happening over here where the double refrigerators are. This wall needs to be 30 inches deep. We need to add 6 inches to the front of this wall to where we can have the depth we need for the crown return up above, and then also so we don't see the side of our appliances hanging out from the front of the cabinet box. Again, I tied something here around this so that you could double check that to know what we're talking about. Here I made a mark on the floor. I came out and put a mark at 6 inches deeper, and I went ahead and measured from that 6 inch deeper to 6 inches deeper on this side. Now this side is going to be the wall 3 of the kitchen. This is the double refrigerator side, refrigerator freezer side. Again, this cabinet on the studs here on the left are only 24 inches deep to the face of the frame out. So we definitely got to add 6 more inches to that. The refrigerator trim kit calls for a 25.5 inch deep depth of the cabinet box. That's not the trim depth, that's the cabinet box. So we definitely are going to have to go deeper on this wall because even now the trim kit wouldn't work, the cabinets wouldn't be deep enough. So we have to go that extra 6 inches to accommodate the actual refrigerator. Now the reason we went 30 here is because we also do 25.5 inches, plus we have 3.5 inches of molding build at the top of this, molding build out. So that's going to put you out to 29.5. Might as well make it 30 because it's an even size measurement for the framing. Same thing, we have a 3-inch refrigerator panel here on the left. We have 2 33-inch side-by-side refrigerator freezers. And then at the end, we have the end of the refrigerator, another 3-inch end panel. Let's go take a look at the drawing real quick before we get too far into this. We've got to move a box, and I'll show you why. Here is our drawing, wall 3 of 3 kitchen. There's the 2 refrigerator 30 freezers, 33 freezer and fridge, 3-inch end panel to the left-hand side, 3-inch to the right. In the original drawing, this is showing that there's pantries here of about 48 inches before the 45 inches of the framed door jamb. If you take a look over here on the wall, we have 119 inches from the corner of the room to the edge of the door trim, 119. There is also a triple switch here that needs 12 inches of margin from the door, so that's only going to leave 33 inches for these pantries. So if you look, you're going to have 105 inches cabinet box max on this wall. From the left-hand side to the end is 105 inches cabinet box max. 119 is to the door trim. Let's take a look at that. Right here, you've got your first electrical. This is going to be a home run for the refrigerator side. No problem. Here's where the end of the refrigerator is, right above it. Right over here, this is the end of the freezer. This is pretty uncomfortably close to that. So I think what we need to do, I put on a note here, move to the other side of this, to this side. And it's just because it's going to make sure that it is dead behind the freezer and not anywhere near where the blocking might have to be for this refrigerator to go, or this freezer on the side. Again, I put you a little something in here to catch your eye where that's got to move. Now, here's the other spot. From the end of this panel, this fridge panel, to here, which is before this triple switch that's on this wall, you have 33 inches of cabinet box that we can put here. And that's a comfortable 2-inch margin, 1.5-inch margin from this box. So we do not want to get any closer than that. 119 inches of reference in the drawing is to the edge of the door trim. The planned door trim on this one's 3.5, I believe. So planned door trim. And then from the door trim to here is another 12 inches of margin. So 105 inches is all we can actually put on that wall. This is pantries. So we also need to figure out if we're going to be putting any plugs in the pantries or whether this is going to be just an open space. That would mean that everything on this side of the room where the countertop and stuff, you would have no plug-ins if you decide to not put any electrical inside the pantries. This might be better off to be wall cabinets and base cabinets, or a wall cabinet with an extended timbre, like a timbre storage, something like that, garage, appliance garage underneath it, and then be able to put the electrical inside the appliance garage area. Maybe that would work out better. Okay, let's take a look. Next, we have the island. So on the island, if you measured the extra 6 inches here for the 30-inch return next to the oven, and you measure 6 inches here for the extra space beside the refrigerator, so that gives you a 30 return. Between that line and this line on the other side is 195.5 inches. When you do a 42-inch offset here, you do a 42-inch offset here, which is your minimum walk area. That means you have 111 inches width for your island. Now that's the space. You're looking at 116 to plan, but when we actually have to change these return walls, our island is going to have to change to 111 inches, and we can still do that. There's plenty of room to move around, but you do not want to be smaller than 42 inches here because you've got to be able to service these refrigerator and freezer, pull them out and service them. You've also got to be able to get to the back in the pantry with arms full of groceries and stuff. So we do not want this to be a pinch point between these two sides of the island. Let's go back here. We'll look at the island drawing. All right, here's our island drawing. 42 inches of space here, 42 inches of space there, and that makes you island at 111. Originally, a plan was like 114. All right, we're going to go take a look. We'll start our next video in the laundry room.